Number 1. Willy Tybur, the director of the apocalypse. We love to hype up Eren for crashing the Festival of Liberio, but let's look at the scoreboard again. Who actually won that night? It wasn't Eren, it was Willy Tybur. While Eren was hiding in a basement sending letters, Willy was orchestrating a global suicide mission with a level of theatrical genius that Eren never possessed. Think about the sheer scale of Tybur's manipulation. He knew the world's hatred for Paradis was fading due to technology rendering Titans obsolete. To reignite that fire, he didn't just give a speech, he offered himself up as a sacrificial lamb. He knew the Survey Corps had infiltrated Marley. He knew an attack was imminent. Instead of evacuating, he concentrated the entire enemy leadership and the world's ambassadors in one kill zone. He literally directed Eren Yeager to eat him. By baiting Eren into attacking right at the moment he declared war, Willy validated every single lie Marley had ever told about the Island Devils. He turned Eren from a mysterious threat into a global public enemy in seconds. Eren thought he was striking a preemptive blow, but he was actually just playing his role in Willy's script. Tybur manipulated the world's perception, the Marleyan military, and even Magath into a consolidation of power, all while knowing he wouldn't live to see the sunrise. Eren plays checkers. Willy Tybur was playing 4D chess with his own life as the pawn. Number 2. Zeke Yeager, the cold-blooded politician. If we are talking about pure, unadulterated political manipulation, Zeke runs circles around his little brother. For the majority of the final arc, Eren wasn't the mastermind, he was the passenger in Zeke's car. Zeke managed to infiltrate the Marleyan military, become their Wonder Boy, and simultaneously run a secret anti-Marley faction, the Volunteers, right under their noses. But his manipulation of Paradis is where he truly outshines Eren. The wine plan is arguably the most terrifying strategic move in the entire series. While Eren was having moody stare-downs in prison, Zeke had already checkmated the entire Eldian military structure by spiking their drinks with his spinal fluid. He didn't need to fight Levi or the MPs head-on. He effectively held a gun to their heads for months without them even knowing the gun existed. Furthermore, look at how he handled Eren. Zeke projected his own desires onto his brother, believing Eren was a fellow victim of Grisha's brainwashing. He manipulated the flow of information, withholding the full truth about the Founding Titans' restrictions until they were in the paths. For 90% of their partnership, Zeke held the cards. He forced the world to congregate on Paradis. He disabled the island's defenses, and he brought them to the coordinate. Eren only won at the very last second because of a philosophical difference. But tactically, Zeke played the entire world like a fiddle for years, while Eren was still struggling to learn how to use his hardening abilities. Number 3. Erwin Smith, the Devil of Persuasion. Eren manipulates people with fear, or by withholding the future memories. Erwin Smith manipulated people with hope, and that is infinitely more dangerous. Erwin didn't have the Founding Titan, he didn't have future sight, he had a voice and a terrifying ability to make people thank him for sending them to their deaths. The manipulation here is psychological. Erwin convinced the Survey Corps, a group of free-thinking rebels, that their lives only had meaning if they threw them away for his personal dream. Look at the suicide charge against the Beast Titan. He stood before terrified recruits, kids who wanted to go home, and logically deconstructed their fear until the only rational option left was to ride directly into a barrage of boulders. He gaslit them into believing that giving up on their dreams and dying was the ultimate act of rebellion. Even Levi, the strongest human alive, was manipulated by Erwin. Erwin's friendship was a tool. He made Levi the executioner of his will. While Eren forced Grisha to kill the Rice family by showing him memories, Erwin forced Levi to let him die by appealing to Levi's compassion. Erwin's manipulation was so absolute that even after his death, the characters were haunted by his ideology. Flock didn't become a Yeagerist because of Eren. He became a radical because Erwin Smith broke his mind and remolded it in that suicide charge. Erwin turned human beings into ammunition, and they loved him for it.
Number 4. Eren Kruger, the architect in the shadows.
Eren Yeager likes to think he started the story, but Eren Kruger is the one who wrote the prologue. This man lived undercover inside the Marleyan public security authorities for decades. Think about the mental fortitude required to torture and execute thousands of your own people, fellow Eldian restorationists, just to maintain your cover. That is a level of commitment to the long game that Eren Yeager never showed. Kruger manipulated the entire timeline by selecting Grisha. He didn't just pick a random successor, he waited for a man consumed by hatred and regret, then broke him down completely at the border wall. He guilt-tripped Grisha using the death of his sister Faye and his wife Dina as leverage to force him to take the Attack Titan. He famously said, "This is the story you started," planting the seed that would drive Grisha to eventually steal the founder. But the real kicker is his manipulation of time itself through the Attack Titan's memory inheritance. When he tells Grisha, if you want to save Mikasa and Armin, you have to complete your mission, he is essentially manipulating the past using memories from the future that haven't happened yet. He bridged the gap between the generations, ensuring that the Attack Titan would eventually end up with Eren. Without Kruger's cold, calculated manipulation of the restorationists and Grisha, Eren Yeager would just be a kid crying in a refugee camp. Kruger built the road that Eren walked on. Number 5. Ymir Fritz, the ultimate puppet master. We need to stop saying Eren freed Ymir. If you look closely at the finale, it becomes disturbingly clear that Ymir was the one pulling the strings for 2,000 years. Eren Yeager lived his entire life thinking he was the embodiment of freedom, shouting "Tatakae" at the mirror. But in reality, he was just the specific key Ymir fashioned to unlock her own cage. Ymir's manipulation is passive, but absolute. She controlled the existence of Titans, she controlled the paths. Every time a Titan ate a human, every time a shifter transformed, it was because she allowed it. She led Ymir to the coordinate, she showed him the future that would lead to the rumbling. Why? Because she needed to see the result of Mikasa's choice. She needed a scenario where someone could love a monster but still kill them for the greater good, just to resolve her own twisted internal conflict regarding King Fritz. Eren committed genocide, destroyed the world, and sacrificed his own friends, essentially acting as Ymir's hitman. He suffered the immense guilt of the rumbling, thinking it was for his friends, but the root cause was Ymir's desire for closure. She manipulated the biology of all Eldians. She could have stopped the Titans at any time, but she didn't. She waited until Ymir delivered the performance she needed. In the end, Eren died a tragic death, his head severed and kissed by Mikasa, while Ymir watched with a smile, finally satisfied. Eren was never the player. He was just the final boss Ymir created to test Mikasa.